Monarchist paths are some of the most popular paths in HOI4, so I've decided to dedicate an entire week of videos to them. Welcome to Monarchy Week! First up, France. Everyone already knows that Napoleon is the best monarchist path for them, but that got me wondering, is there any reason to play the other monarchist paths? Well, that is what we're here to find out. Okay, we actually have to get down there first though. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But now that leaves us with something kind of annoying. Constitutional revision. We can't repeal the law of exile until this finishes. And that takes an entire year. Just for comparison, Germany pretty much already has the Kaiser back. And yes, this focus tree has been buffed, but still, the point still stands. This takes way too long. In my opinion, I would remove it entirely, but I know that Paradox probably wants it to remain around, so as a compromise, let's half it. Let's make it 180 days. But oh well, as things stand right now, this is how it is. So, whatever. Let's do rearmament. Yep, I actually got the event to go up to early mob. Pretty nice, so I can get the 4 free mills for free. Anyway, let's do laissez-faire. Yeah, I never get the boosts perfectly right, but oh well, we'll be okay. I mean, I'd love to help you guys, but something tells me it's already too late. Your enemy is Primo de Rivera, for goodness sake. This guy is dead. You're losing to a dead man, Republican Spain. So, no. Sorry. Economic devolution? Sure. Inefficient economy is pretty bad, so yeah, probably best, isn't it? Yeah, let's protect the rights of man. That feels very French of us, I think. Oh dear, May has ended and nothing has happened. But this is historical, so not a surprise. The Bloom-Velotte proposal? Why not? And this brings us on to something interesting. A little bit of mid-maxing. Because, as you see, I've released Algeria as a puppet. And this is quite useful, because they can do the generic focus tree. So, doing this will give us a few extra factories for free. I recommend doing this every time you play France. It's really powerful for very little effort. Not long to go now, not long. But what should we do? I think we should just wait. You know, it's only a few more days. There we go, and now we can repeal the law of exile. And this really should be a 35-day focus. It really should be. Finally, at last. So, which monarch are we going to choose first? I think we should do Alfonso, the legitimate. I know it's Alphonse, but it's Alfonso, so close enough. He is the 13th of Spain and the 1st of France. And hello, your majesty. And as Republican Spain capitulates, the French Republic has been replaced with Bourbon, France. But speaking of Spain, that's our next focus. Secure the crown of Spain. Sorry, Franco, don't get too comfortable. We're on our way. And there goes nationalist victory. And look at that, they have no units. They have 22. Oh dear. This is not going to go well for them. Alright, let's go. Let's make this easy. Come on, Franco, come on. And sorry, League of Nations, sorry. This should be easy. The only issue I could see is Italy and Germany's volunteers. But I have a brain, or at least half of one. so I should be okay. And remember, the Nationalists have lost quite a lot of cores, so we don't have to take Madrid, but we do have to take things like A Coruña and Sevilla. Those are important. And thank you for the encirclement. There we go, finally. Now here's a little tip when it comes to annexing or puppeting nationalist Spain. Now most of you probably think the right thing to do is just to puppet them. You know, all of this, reps, rights, fleet, done, there we go. But as you can see, they still don't have a core on Madrid, and that's very annoying. It will take them ages to re-core all of this. But there's something very simple you can do to give them all of their cores. Let me show you. And this time we're just going to annex them. There we go, everything. And done. But now what we're going to do is quite interesting. So let's go over here, occupied territories, where are they? Where are they? Come on. There they are, Nationalist Spain. Release as puppets. There they go. And now you'll see something interesting. Every single state is now a core, even the Republican ones. Yep, it actually makes more sense to annex and release Republican Spain. Yes, you do miss out on reps and rights, but look at this. Look how much manpower they have. Look at all of this. Who needs to use our very limited manpower when we can use the nationalists? And that's why it's more useful to annex and release than puppeting directly. It just works better. However, this now brings us on to the main problem with this path. The fact that the main benefits of this path rely on Carlist Spain existing. Look at this. Both of these need the Carlists, and the Carlists right now don't exist. Basically, this path does not work on historical, which is kind of a shame. Unite the Crowns is a very powerful focus. Being able to core all of Spain is very strong. I can't deny that. But we can't do that right now. All Paradox has to do is add a focus right here that says, contact Carlist cells. And if you do that focus, the Carlist uprising is assured, even on historical. And yes, the Nationalists should get a choice in this just in case of any shenanigans. But you get the idea. There should be a way to ensure the Carlist uprising. That's it. That's the only thing this path needs. And sure, you could definitely add a few more focuses. This path is very, very short. But come on, I think we can all agree this path needs that. Next up, Orleanist Restoration. Oh no. Oh no. I think most of us are already aware of this path and all its issues, shall I say. And here he is, the Duke of Orleans. Fun fact about this path, it actually has 2 different leaders, but the other leader can only appear after like August 1940 when this guy has passed away. And some of you might be thinking, but Bubbles, wait until August 1940, surely this guy will pass away. No, he won't. Once Jean III is on the throne, he is immortal. But anyway, I should bring up that this path actually got a very small buff recently. They got a new advisor, this guy, Charles, who gives extra PP and unlimited stability. But then you remember, First Citizen of the State already does that. Much better as well. This gives 1 stability a week forever, as well as extra PP. So, yeah. On his own, Charles is actually a pretty good advisor, but in the context of this, no. No, he isn't. This focus makes him redundant. Oh yeah. Counteraction and slum clearing are now 35-day focuses. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? These focuses are okay, but whatever. Whatever. Oh yes, oh yes. No further humiliations. Creates a faction that, say it with me, no one will join. But it also gives us some war goals, so I guess that's something. Why wouldn't you just do the Stresa Front, the Little Entente? There is no reason to do this over them. And Germany is now going to show us just how pointless it is. Because remember, the Munich conference event also creates a faction. The French Alliance. So, in every respect, there is no reason to do this focus. Just go in with the Sudetenland. It's so nothing. It needs so much work to be made good. You know, you'd think this would be an interesting path. The Orleanists maybe get revenge or something, I don't know. But all Paradox gave it was public welfare. Whoa. I'm sorry, I wanted to be positive, but no, I can't be. This path is... No. Of all the paths in the entire French tree, this one really needs another look. No surprise, no surprise, nice, no surprise, no surprise. But before you go, I have a story for you. I visited France recently, and I came across something that was very nice. Very nice. I visited the city of Brest, over here, in Brittany, and I went to Fort Montbarret. I'll put on screen the actual name of the organisation that runs it, because I can't pronounce it. But I had a surprisingly nice time there. Mostly because of one of the volunteers who took the time to talk to me and teach me things. Obviously, I didn't know much about the fort, so we talked about that. But they also talked about some of the things that Free France did during the conflict. For instance, they talked about how during the Second Battle of El Alamein, the Free French forces did a holding action by building a vauban. A vauban, I think, is a French style of fort, but it clearly had some importance. Brest even has a hotel called Hotel Vauban. But that brings me to why I'm telling you this. I go to places all of the time and I don't really talk about them. So why this? When speaking to her, she briefly brought up that they don't get too many visitors these days. From what I remember, it was like 10,000 a year or something, and apparently not too many people are interested these days. I understand that, interests change and everything. But yeah, it was humbling, I suppose. They were doing their best in a place that didn't look its best. Because I'll be fair, the fort is small, but there is stuff there. They had an old tank, they had a room where you could mess about with a wireless. I will admit that was kind of fun. In many cases, it looked like they didn't have the ability or money to renovate or clean it up or anything. So where am I going with this? Am I saying Fort Montbarret is some underrated gem and you should all go there? If you're in the area, sure, go ahead, you might have a good time. But the thing I realised from going there was, use it or lose it. I'm sure many of you have things nearby you that you've never visited. It seems boring, maybe it's no good. And fair enough, but maybe give it a try. Worst case scenario, you'll get a funny story of the time you visited a terrible place that you can talk to your friends, family or whatever. We all like a good story of a terrible place. We all have one. But, on the other hand, maybe you'll find something that you really enjoy. Like it was for me. Doing Fort Montbarret was kind of a last-minute addition to the trip. I had to book an extra day in Brest to do it. And despite travelling so much, it's one of my favourite things I've ever done. So it worked out for me. So until next time everybody, thank you for watching, do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest. Goodbye.